The first thing you'll likely hear on YouTube videos after typing in how to get my ex back is, let's talk about the no contact rule, or how no contact will get your ex back, or no contact is the best way to get your ex back, and so on. But how does the dumper experience no contact compare to you, the dumpee, over the first 3 to 6 months? In all probability, it took a while for your ex to reach the point of a breakup. It's also important to try and understand why they dumped you. A breakup is the last event in a series of events that caused the event that led to a loss of emotional attraction for you. Regardless of the catalyst, the end result is always the same: a loss of emotional attraction leading to a breakup. Your ex likely fought long and hard before calling time on the relationship, and they will likely be experiencing everything from relief just after the breakup to anxiety a few months post-breakup. I am going to go over 5 key points that both the dumper and dumpee experience 3 to 6 months post breakup during no contact, and how the power of time changes the mindset and feelings for both the dumper and dumpee. And welcome back to the Love Fix. As always, it's Nick doing what I can to get you through your breakups the best I can and as easily as I can. If you're new to the channel, go and hit the description below, and at the bottom of that description there is a link that will take you to all of my socials, my private Facebook support group, my Instagram and my Spotify, also my one-to-one coaching services should you need my help with your personal heartbreak situation, and I will do what I can to get you through it. Okay, let's get into 5 stages of no contact between the dumper and the dumpee. Stage 1: Relief versus anxiety. The dumper has been carrying a metric ton of emotional baggage and anxiety. They have been thinking for months if the relationship with you is still the best fit for them. Something in the relationship stopped working and they're not sure if they should stay or go. And they can no longer carry the weight of the relationship any longer, and they drop that emotional bomb on you. It's relief for them, but a nuclear fallout for you. That emotional nuke has hit you full in the face, destroying your world, leaving you in the most savage anxiety spiral you've ever experienced. After failed negotiations to save the relationship, the first stage of no contact for the dumpee is disbelief, shock, chronic anxiety, unable to accept the situation, and doing mental gymnastics in your head. You're constantly ruminating on the last things they said, with their facial expressions burnt into your memory. All you want is to talk to them one last time, to convince them how you've changed and how great things will be if you got back together, begging and pleading them not to throw away the years you have spent together. Sadly, time does not equal success, and the dumper is in the relief stage at this point. The last thing they want to do is to discuss the breakup with you. They had to make a very tough decision, a life-altering decision, and they do not want to be talked out of it. You cannot outlogic feelings, so you must let them have the relief they have so badly wanted for some time. This will give you an opportunity to give them exactly what they want, the breakup. You do this by going strict no contact, which they won't be expecting. They are expecting you to cause drama and to shit all over the floor. By focusing solely on yourself, this will change your ex's expectations of you, and it will also give you a new set of rules to live by. These rules are so you can focus on you, your pain, your healing, and so you can neutralize the effect your ex has over you. It feels impossible right now, but this will allow you to start taking the small steps away from anxiety and into relief. Stage 2: Understanding. During stage 2, the dumpee begins to accept the situation but still has anxiety. This normally happens around the 3-month mark for most people, and they still have hope for a reconciliation. However, your logical brain begins to connect more with your feeling brain, and you become more objective. This takes the form of working out more, looking at new hobbies, being more objective regarding your part in the breakdown of the relationship. These little pit stops from your anxiety will allow you to start looking at different possible futures with or without your ex. There is a possibility they may come back, but we're going to focus on ourselves because that is all we can control. The dumper is still enjoying the post-breakup relief, but they will begin to hear your silence louder than any words you could say. Have you ever looked at your messenger list and noticed how far down a family member has gone, or a good friend that you used to talk to every day? Your ex will begin to notice these little things, but they still don't want to engage with you because they want to stick by their guns to dump you. The pain isn't quite high enough for them to question their decision and reach out. If you reach out and disrupt their journey at this time, you will only push them further away, further validating that they were right about you. You didn't know how to listen and respect boundaries, and it would appear you've still not caught on. You must let the power of time do its thing for them and for you. Stage 3. The Dumpee finds their strength. The passage of time waits for no one, and as time moved along, so has the Dumpee. The Dumpee had no choice but to learn how to swim with the sharks and be okay with it. We are now approaching 4 to 6 months post-breakup, and the Dumpee is getting good at swimming with the sharks. By sharks, I mean anxiety, rejection, worthlessness, loneliness. The Dumpee is forced to face all that from day one, and it has given them the advantage. The Dumpee isn't thinking about the dumper as much, and a future without them seems very possible. The Dumpee is okay with scenario A, the dumper coming back, but they're also okay with scenario B, the dumper not coming back, getting themselves back and bossing life. The Dumpee begins to realize they were always the main character in their story, and the dumper was just a lovable returning guest star that everyone liked, but that wouldn't affect the overall plot should they be written out of the show. The dumper at this stage still hasn't acknowledged their part in the breakup. The dumper doesn't get a free ride because in most cases, they contributed to the breakup too. In their head, they hold the moral high ground because they decided to leave. This is where things begin to change. Stage 4. The dumper begins to value the Dumpee. The protection afforded to the dumper is no longer working. As the dumper, they had perceived higher value for the first 6 months, but it needs to be supported by the Dumpee's neediness. Much like when you starve a fire of oxygen, the dumper does not have the fuel they need to secure themselves upon the pedestal they place themselves on. The Dumpee's silence becomes deafening and their indifference has starved the dumper of oxygen. The dumper expected shouting, begging, pleading, their phone being blown up, but it's been 6 months of silence. At this point, the dumper may begin to realign their perception of the breakup and realize they need to do some heavy lifting themselves. They begin to question everything they said and everything they did. They begin to wonder if they did something wrong, because why hasn't the Dumpee reached out to me? This could take a very long time for the Dumpee to realize, and while we're on the subject, please take these time frames with a pinch of salt. In fact, we shouldn't be placing too much on any time frame because we cannot outlogic how someone feels. Whatever your ex is doing, saying or thinking, you must remain focused on you and your healing. Stage 5. The switch and reconnection. At the beginning of the breakup, the dumper was in relief. They gained your respect because you gave them space, and now they are the ones who feel rejected. What might surprise you is that I have a high number of dumpers hire me for one-to-one breakup coaching. They started off with clarity and a clear vision of what they wanted to do, but they sadly underestimated the validation they were getting from the Dumpee, and now they are considering reconnection. The dumper moved from relief to anxiety, the Dumpee has moved from anxiety to relief, or at the very least, they are managing how they feel far better than they did. I have had dumper clients ask me, do you think I can get them back? Why haven't they reached out to see if I'm okay? Did I mean nothing to them? My response has always been the same. What did you expect them to do? You asked for a breakup and they gave it to you. If they had begged, pleaded and nagged you, how would that have felt? Would you have got back with them? If you want your ex back, you must be the one to reach out, and I will show you how to do that. In conclusion, as much as I want to say that everything I have said is exact, it just isn't, sadly. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days and beyond, it doesn't matter. No contact lasts for as long as it needs to last, and its main intention is to always get you back. Operating from a position of strength will always work for the Dumpee. If the dumper comes back, it's merely a happy side effect of no contact and working on yourself. If they don't come back, then who cares? You've got yourself back. Don't invest in someone who doesn't invest in you. Most dumpers and dumpees follow a similar pattern and timelines, but it is not an exact science. There are always exceptions to the rule, and some exes just don't come back. In fact, a lot of relationships should die and remain buried, or they needed to die a long time ago. You can still love someone and the breakup was the right decision. And that's all for today. If you've liked today's video, I would really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe. If you need my help with your one-to-one breakup situation, you can hit the link at the bottom of the description. That will take you to my one-to-one coaching services. As always, you are enough. You are going to be okay. It does get easier, and I will see you on the other side.